Let's bring in CTV's medical specialist, Dr. Marla Shapiro. Marla, good to see you.
You too.
So let's talk about this Lambda variant. I know in a lot of conversations we've really been focusing on the Delta variant, saying that there could be other variants we might be dealing with. Well, here's one we're now keeping an eye on here. What can you tell us?
So as you said, this was first noticed back in 2020 in Peru, and it's become the overwhelming variant that they're seeing there. They have the highest mortality rate anywhere in the country. They've had a very hard time dealing with COVID. And as you mentioned, we haven't seen it here. We don't really know if this is a variant of concern yet. We imagine that eventually we'll see it as the borders have opened up and people are traveling. According to the UK, it doesn't necessarily represent more infection or greater burden of disease and doesn't seem to be resistant to the vaccines yet. But I think it's early days for us to know whether or not any of that is true. We're going to have to wait and see how things evolve, particularly with the vaccines that we're using here in Canada.
And it's interesting, as you say that, we're sort of keeping a close eye on that. Is the whole mask debate that we've been also keeping a very close eye on. Masking, we know has been very crucial during this pandemic. But Calgary, for example, last night voted to repeal most of its mask bylaws. Your thoughts here, and and there's been that debate right across the country here. Your take on that move, is it the right move? Couple that with the WHO saying still fully vaccinated people should still be wearing masks.
And you've seen this in the UK as well, where they've repealed all their masks as well. I think there's a lot of COVID fatigue and people are wanting to get back to their life. And I think what you're hearing is they're saying as the numbers are coming down and we seem to be making great advances, let's leave it to the individual to make up their mind in terms of where they want to wear masks. But we're not going to mandate as a particular province or as a country what you should be doing. You've seen in Israel, they took masks off. Now they're heading towards putting masks on because they've seen an increase in outbreak. So I think it speaks to the fact that we need to be flexible and nimble. And I think that you as an individual will make the decision in terms of where your comfort level is. But against the background noise of numbers coming down, we're hearing, okay, we're not going to mandate this as a province. You can make up your own mind in terms of what you want to do based on your individual vaccine status and where you're going, what you're doing. If you're in a crowded indoor place, if you're on transit, certainly I would recommend that you do wear a mask, despite the fact that numbers are looking so much better.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, what you would recommend in your professional opinion, what we should do, because again, we know that, and we have heard, for example, from Health Canada, if you have a small group of people and they've all been fully vaccinated and all comfortable with it, then it would be okay to remove a mask. But when you're out in public, that sort of plays, a different element in the situation. So what would your advice be?
Well, I look at the culture of my own practice. A year and a half ago, we've been through multiple flu seasons. I've been practicing for a very long time now. We never wore masks. And when we look at our own practice and the physicians in the practice, we wonder, will we ever remove our masks during the flu season? I think you're going to see masks as a permanent fixture in some situations as we move forward, because I think our attitude towards masking and understanding this as such an important mitigation strategy for all infectious diseases, not necessarily COVID alone, may be something that we adopt. So I think you have to take the pulse of your own sense of how protected you feel, where you're going, what your exposure is. And I think for many people, even though they're double vaccinated, not knowing the vaccine status in the grocery stores or areas that are indoor and crowded, some businesses, they may choose to continue to wear masks. But I know in my own practice right now, we've not had the discussion about removing masks at all in a medical situation for sure. And out in public, it's going to be a case by case. I think there'll be situations where I will continue to wear a mask, particularly indoors, crowded areas, and if I'm unaware of the vaccine status. And bear in mind that with double vaccination, we have seen, for example, in Israel, the uptake of illness in double vaccinated, but the illness itself is very mild. And that's what's so reassuring about the vaccine strategy, the mitigation against devastating disease, death, significant morbidity, certainly has looked very, very good with the vaccines. And as things evolve with new variants, we've got to be, as always, flexible. We've got to be humble, nimble, and responsive to what the data is showing us.
Yeah, absolutely. And also protect our kids, those 12 and unders, we know, still not eligible for a vaccine. So that's a demographic as well we need to keep a close eye on. Always good to speak to you, Dr. Marla, CTV News Medical Specialist Dr. Marla Shapiro. Thank you, as always. We'll talk to you again soon.